Appendix by the narrator to the previous section. What must be remembered here is that Ambedkar states that there was no untouchability in Vedic times. This does not, however, mean that there was no caste in Vedic times. Untouchability is a product within caste. It is a product of caste. It was strengthened by caste. However, it is a separate system within it. However, it did not come about with caste. It came about as a result of it later on. Therefore, even though untouchability came up after caste and as has been stated during the time of Buddhism, which would mean around 500 BC or after 500 BC, caste existed before this time. Caste as a concept has existed since Vedic times because the Rig Veda and the Vedas in themselves made caste in the first place, where the natives of India, which included the Dravidians, other communities which exist in India, such as the Austroasiatic communities and the Thai communities and the Sino-Tibetan communities, etc., and later the Andamanese communities, were all regarded as being lower than the Aryan communities, and these lower castes included the other broken men, as has been stated, of the Indo-Aryans themselves, which today we find in Nepal as the Tharu or in Gujarat as the Bhil. These Indo-Aryan communities are also regarded as lower caste or are tribes in themselves. Therefore, caste as a concept did exist before untouchability did, and as has been stated by Manu and others in themselves, this caste in itself did not succeed in dividing the whole of society into four varnas. The Chaturvarna system did exist, but there also existed those who were outside the Chaturvarna. Therefore, it is also wrong to assume that the lowest status of a person within caste times before untouchability existed was that of a Shudra. That is wrong. This is due to the fact that outside Varna castes did exist as well. As has been stated, the Chandals, those who were sweepers or manual laborers, those who were dasas or slaves, did exist in these times, and therefore castes lower than the Shudras, who themselves were treated horribly, did exist. Later on, when untouchability took form, this crime in itself was initiated into these castes which were outside of the Chaturvarna. This distinction has to be kept in mind, and this distinction is the sole soul of this book. The end.